And just comfortable sit. Find your sit bones in your sit, and then have a wiggle on your shoulders or around your shoulders or in your shoulders. Lots of up and down and round and round. Maybe bringing it into moving the head and neck a little as well. And then take that into the ribs. So moving your rib cage, your shoulders, your head and neck. Going with what feels good and going at the pace that feels right to you. We're going to be working into the spine a lot today. Shoulders, hips, spine, core, and then of course everything else will get some nice unlocking, opening as well. So that's into shoulders, ribs, neck, head, and then let's bring that into the midrib. So think about sliding the bottom ribs over to the left and the right, moving your belly button as far to the left and right as you can, using your hands. So use your hands to push and give yourself that side to side movement, and then bring it into a little bit of a twist as well. So maybe turning and sliding at the same time. Do what feels good and find those bits that are a little complainy today. I've got a bit down the side here that's a little bit complaining. Just find them and we'll work on them today. And then come back to center. Think about taking the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. So we're nice and long and lifted. All the way, neck, mid-back, upper back, the other way around, down into your sides. So lifting, relaxed hands. And close your eyes. Let's take a few inhales and exhales together. So exhale to start. Inhale through your nostrils. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale nostrils. Exhale mouth. And again. And again. So staying here with this rhythm of breath, keep going. On the inhale, filling up completely right down to the bottom of your belly. On the exhale, slowing it all down. Slow down as much as feels comfortable, but with an extra little challenge at the end. Keep going with that routine of filling up completely and emptying completely. Very slow, very measured. So as you're breathing in or breathing out, the breath at the beginning, the middle, and the end has the same intensity, the same strength. Notice which parts of your body are moving with the breath, whether you have some lift or some lowering in your shoulders. Noticing your rib cage as it moves. And keeping that length, keeping the crown of your head lifting up. Relaxing your arms, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your legs. Focusing on the breath. Now allow your breath to settle naturally into a steady pattern, breathing in and out. And change the out breath to breathing out through your nostrils. So breathing in and out through the nose only. Keeping your mouth just softly closed. And set an intention for yourself for today. If you wish, this is your time to set that sankalpa or intention. What is it that you need more of in your life? What will make everything a little bit better for you? What will enable you to thrive and enjoy your life? Sometimes nothing comes to mind, in which case just leave it be and notice through your practice if something pops into your mind. The other thing I invite you to do is set everything else aside, focus on yourself, bring yourself together, mind, body, and spirit on the mat today, just for now. Everything is waiting for you. Now is your time. So we're going to start to move a little, gently opening your eyes. And we're moving over to the right side. So taking your right hand to the mat, stretching your right hand out and bringing the left up and over. So gentle side bend to start. We're going to be doing a lot of work into the spine today, as I said, and hips and shoulders. So just a gentle lift. We're looking for that stretch around the left hip into the side of the left side, to the side of the left side. And then lifting that left arm up, stretching up, and then coming over to the left side. And we're going to slide away, gently taking that right arm up. And the same thing. Come to where it's comfortable for you. We'll be doing some more intense stretches, so let's just go gently to start with here. Waking the body up, waking the side body up. Keeping that breath steady and even. And then lifting to come out. So a little bit of a twist now. We'll take the left hand to the right knee and then up tall. So that crown of the head lifting up as much as you possibly can. Opening out with that right arm as if you're gesturing to show off something beautiful, like a lovely sunrise or sunset, out behind you, and then drop it down. Using the left arm to pull yourself gently round, using the right arm to balance. Twisting yourself round, opening that right shoulder out, bringing your shoulder blades together, and still keeping the crown of your head lifting up towards the ceiling. So nice long spine here. And then release. So come out slowly. So let go of the right arm and then release off, coming round over to the other side. So left arm to, nope, right arm to left leg. And then again, opening the chest up, stretching that arm out, looking around, following the fingers, and then dropping that left hand down behind you and bringing your focus to your right arm to give yourself a little bit of a twist and a turn. Lots of space between your ribs and your hips. You want that nice big stretch. Everything open, everything relaxed. Keeping that lovely breath going that you were practicing earlier on. And then coming back to center, releasing the left arm, releasing the right. Just gently springing back to center. Inhale your arms up. Let's go up together. Inhale. And then exhale, folding forward. So let's go all the way down to the ground with the hands. Drop your head, drop your chin. And then just breathing easily. Just enjoying that little gentle curl in the spine. Taking your chin as close to your chest as you can. Rounding through the neck here. And then drawing all the way back up to sitting. Take your hands behind you. I'll turn sideways for this. So taking your hands behind you, having your fingertips pointing towards your hips and resting back on your arms. We're going to drop the head back to take the back of your head, top of your back. Dropping your head back. Crown of your head pointing down towards the ground as much as possible. And then sending your belly button forwards, sending your sternum up, nice little arch at the back. And then letting go, bringing your belly button back, bringing your sternum back up, bringing your gaze up. Oh, maybe want to cough. And coming back to center. Okay, so we've done a nice warm up in most of the directions. And we are going to come up onto all fours to do a little bit of cat and cow. Can't talk about the spine. We can talk about it, but can't really focus on the spine properly with that little bit of lovely cat and cow. So check that your feet are invisible. You can't see them behind you. Oh dear, the neighbour's cat must be in the garden. And coming into your cat and cow combination. So we're taking the belly down towards the mat, lifting the hips, lifting the head, and staying here for a moment. And then we're just going to push back a little. So sending your hips back, keeping that curl in the belly and the spine, and then coming back to center and uncurling. Coming into our cat now. So your mid back is up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to push forward a little, coming forward, challenging the hips, but more the wrists. And then coming back to neutral and uncurling. So we're adding on to our cat and cow today, coming into our cow now, belly down, head up, hips up, and pushing back a little. Can you feel that difference there when you push back in your mid back? Go easy, do what works for you. Coming back to center, uncurling, coming into our cat now, bringing the breath into it if you haven't already. Pushing forward, challenging the wrists, waking up the hips a little, coming back to center, and coming back to neutral spine. Let's do 2 more rounds together. Go at your own pace. This time as you come into your cow posture, breathing in. As you come into your cat, breathing out. And coming back to neutral spine, taking your knees wide, taking your big toes together and pushing back, coming into Balasana. So hips to heels, hands slide forwards, all the way. Bringing your forehead down to the mat. No, because we haven't got our chest on our thighs here, it's a little bit easier to take those lovely deep breaths. And then looking forward, coming up. Back into that tabletop position, tuck your toes under, and we're coming into downward facing dog. So lifting your hips up, keep your knees bent. So let's have bent legs here. Send your bottom up towards the sky. Bring your head and neck in line with your arms. Knees are a little bent. And then starting to take your heels down towards the ground and straightening your legs as much as works for you. Keep a little gentle bend in your knees if you'd like to. And then we can paddle the knees as well. So maybe bending one knee, letting that hip drop a little, and then straightening the leg and dropping the other hip, bending the other knee, paddling the legs. Nice slow movement. So we take that strain and stress and stretch into the Achilles, into the soleus, and then we ease off and bring the other foot into that same position. So we're alternating the stretch, not holding the stretch today. And then walking your feet forwards, your hands coming into a relaxed forward bend, allowing your head and neck to be completely at ease here. Let your hips settle. Backs of the legs might be shouting a little bit here. And let's just hold into the posture. Breathe in to the places that feel a little tight, a little shouty. And then you're using the strength in your legs, not locking the knees, gently coming to uncurl yourself up to standing. So we're uncurling all the way up to standing. Come to a little bit of a Tadasana or mountain pose. How can you do a little bit of a mountain pose? Don't know what I'm talking about. Come into mountain pose. So feet are under your hips-ish, not too far apart. And then take your hands to face forward. So it's sort of uncurling, opening of the palms to the front. And that also opens up the whole of your arm and your shoulders. So we're lifting the chin, lifting the crown of the head, lovely and long and tall. And just think about your feet for a moment. So close your eyes. Notice where your weight is dropping into your feet. Where can you feel it in the soles of your feet? And do they feel even? Do they feel balanced? So just standing as a person and moving forwards and backwards. Just tiny little movements to notice the change of pressure on the soles of your feet. And let's take the arms up to the sides now on an inhale. All the way up. Bring your hands together. I think everyone has got to go in the garden, in the other room. Bring the palms of your hands together, and we're going to take a side bend. So send your fingertips over to the right. Keep your head between your arms. So legs are straight, legs stay where they are, hips stay where they are. We're just doing this from the upper body. So you might not feel like you've got much of a bend. Try to avoid sending your hips out to the opposite side. Notice again the pressure on the soles of your feet. That will give you a good indication of how things change. With just a little bit of a change in one place, everything else changes. And coming back to center. Stay for a moment. And then let's go over to the other side. Over to the left. Again, trying to keep your weight fairly level and steady and even between the two feet. Excuse me. Come back to center and bring your arms back down. Inhale up again. And we're coming over to the right side, so just sending your hands over to the right. I can't see them, but my hands are just in prayer position. And this time we're going to allow the hips to go over to the left a little. So bringing in a bit more of a bend, a bit more of a curl. Left hip goes over to the left side. And then coming back up. And going straight over to the other side. The right hip goes over to the right.
Sound's not working, darling.
There we go. New headphones, new joy, new delights. Hello, we're back. So, if you have already been an even number of sides on each side, even number of times on each side, go back to center. Otherwise, I'll just give you a moment to even up. Taking the legs wide when you're ready. We're just going to come into Prasarita Padottanasana. So take your time to do the same number on each side. And then we're just going to slide down. So right hand, right leg, left hand, left leg, all the way down. Prasarita Padottanasana. Nice inversion here, allowing your head to drop. Allowing the blood flow to go to your head and neck and face. You might hear some funny noises. I'm trying to get my dog into the other room. So take yourself now, hands over to your right leg. And then back to center. And then hands over to your left leg. And back to center again. And then slowly uncurling to come all the way up. Bringing your legs together. We're going to come into a few squats. So this is me being cheeky, doing my squats for the day. So take your hands up or forwards or on your hips, whatever is going to work best for you. We're going to do 20 squats together. So here we go, down and up and down and up. Bring your breath into it if you wish. So breathe out and down, in to come up, in and in, out and in. And here we go again. And taking the legs a little wider, down, up, down, and up. Think about a lovely articulation through your hips. Lots of movement in the hips there. Just warming up that area beautifully. And then next we're going to be warming up in the shoulders. And here we go. Only 4 more. And 3 more. 2 more. And last one, stay down. Stay here, coming into that lovely squat. And we're going to move from left to right. Taking your hands with you and bending so that we're getting some nice movement into the heels, into the knees, and into the hips. So spidering one way and the other, taking your feet further and further apart from each other. If you can creep them away. So come over to the right side. Come to the right side, take your heel to the mat and lift your toes up towards the ceiling. You might be on your flat foot here, or you might be on your toes. Come up to toes if you can. And then we're going to take that knee forwards and down and drop that left hip down towards the ground. Lovely stretching the inner edge of the thigh, hopefully. Lots of movement into the hips again. Breathe. Settle your breath. And let's move over to the other side. So we're just taking the hands over, changing the position of the feet. Send your toes up to the ceiling. heel is down to the mat, dropping as much of that leg down towards the ground as possible, and lots of big stretch in the hip here. Okay, coming up onto toes, sending your left knee forwards. And then we're going to come into goddess pose. So we're coming back to center. You may need to walk your feet in towards each other a little. Coming into a nice low squat, arms open, strong arms, head up, crown of the head lifted up, lovely strong thighs, and then slowly rising, squeezing those glutes, straight legs, and folding forwards. Allowing the breath to settle, allowing the heart to settle. Right hand is on your right foot or right leg. Left hand on your left. Letting that lovely inversion just happen. And then taking your hands to the center, walking your feet towards the center. Turn yourself sideways if you need to do. And walking your hands forward, coming back into downward facing dog. So sending your hips up towards the ceiling. Heels down towards the ground. Shoulders are wide. And then looking forwards, coming into a plank. Don't worry, we're not going to hold here very long. We're in our plank, and then we're going to go knees, chest and chin down towards your mat, scooping forward, sending your feet out behind you. Tops of the feet to your mat. Hands are probably already in the right position, but adjust them if you need to. Flat to the floor, either side of your chest. Looking forward. So gaze is forward. Think about pushing into the tops of your feet, squeezing into your thighs, your glutes, and all the muscles in your back to give that lovely little lift for Bhujangasana or Cobra. So just the baby version, which is also the strong version really, because you are not using your hands here. You're just using the muscles in the whole of the back of your body. And then allowing yourself to come back down. Bring your arms into Makara. Forehead to your forearms. And rest. Dropping your feet out to the sides. Breathing in through your nostrils. And out through your mouth. Soften through your lower back. Allow your legs to just drop to wherever they want to be. No stress, no pressure here. Anywhere in the body. Completely relaxed. We're going to come back into another little back bend. Same again, Cobra, but then we'll bring the hands into play. So bringing your hands back either side of your chest. Your fingers could be a little away from each other if you like. Spread your fingers out, not so much that it feels like a stressed position, just a nice, gentle, relaxed position. Elbows are back, and then lifting your head, gazing forward. Think about getting some lovely length in your neck and throat. Breathe. And then we start to engage. So starting with the soles of your feet, being aware, the fronts of your feet pushing down into the ground, feeling the floor, and then squeezing along your calf muscles, thighs, glutes, lower back, mid back, upper back, lifting as much as possible, using all the muscles in your posterior chain of muscles, and then bringing your arms into it, if appropriate for you. If not today, just stay with that lift using the muscles in the back, and then come down and back again. If your arms are feeling okay, you can push up into big cobra. Keep your glutes engaged here. And then let's roll down. Nice and slow. Belly gently coming down towards the mat, and then coming into makra, opposite arm on top. And again, allowing your legs to be completely at rest here. Let them relax. Soften through your lower back, through the sides of the body. Then we'll come into one more set of back bends, and then we'll come into a nice counter pose to ease off. So arms out front. We're still on the animals. We're moving on to locust. So taking your arms off, let them float off the floor. Make sure that your chest is lifted. So maybe even to start with, press your hands into the floor, lift your chest off the floor, feel your rib cage, and then place it back down. Still keep your gaze up, and then lift the arms. Lift your legs as well, if that works for you. And you can draw your arms back if you wish, or you can keep them extended out. You could do a combination of both. Try really hard not to hold your breath here. Breathe. Lifting up. That lovely compression in the back, waking up all those muscles. Bring your shoulder blades towards each other. Squeeze and release. Coming back, reaching forward and taking your hands forward, taking your forehead to the mat this time. Lengthening out through the back of your neck as you relax your legs and relax your arms. And breathe. Before we come into our next Chalabhasan, just looking forward, raising the head very gently. Stretch your left arm so your fingertips are moving as far away as possible. Creep those fingertips forwards so we have that length in the left arm, and then send your left leg back as far as you can. So we're leaving the right side completely alone. We're stretching as if we're trying to reach something with our left hand and with our left leg. Left foot, left toes, everything's stretching. And then release, take the tension off. Let's do the same on the right side. So settle your hips, put them into a nice neutral position, level position. And then we're going to stretch the right hand forward. Isn't it amazing how much longer that arm is when you stretch it forward? And then the same with the leg. Can't really see what's happening with the leg, but you'll be able to feel it. Reaching back with your toes, as if you're in a competition to see what your longest length possibly could be, but just on one side. So stretch, 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 and release. So we're coming back into Shalabhasan. So lift your chest, make sure that your ribs are on the mat, nice and strong, and then lifting your arms, lifting your legs. Squeeze your glutes, bring your elbows back if you wish. If you do that, then you bring your shoulder blades together. Breathe. And breathe. And one more. And release. Coming back down. Taking your hands either side of your mat, folding your toes under, pushing yourself up and coming back into Balasana. Let's counter pose with Balasana. So heels together or big toes together, whatever works for you, and then lengthen through your body before lowering down as if you're gently placing your torso on your thighs, bringing your forehead towards the mat, relaxing your arms either forwards, backwards, or by your side. And allowing your back to settle here. Stay in Balasana for a few more breaths. And notice how easy or difficult you find it to breathe in this position. Taking your breath into the sides of your body. And drawing yourself up, coming up to sitting, bringing yourself up into a kneeling position. So coming up to kneeling, we're doing a few more twists here. So you can either stay kneeling or you can slide over to the left and bring your right leg over your left knee. The left foot, if you do this, your left foot mustn't be underneath you. Your hips are on the mat and your left foot is out to the side. If this is a little tricky or you prefer, you can bring your right leg onto the inside rather than tucking it around the outside. We're looking for sit bones flat on the floor so that your spine is nice and straight. We're going to twist anyway. We don't want to be off on a bit of a lean before we start twisting. Then it might be that you've tried this and this isn't working because you've got some stiffness in the hip. Come back to that kneeling position. So crown of the head lifting up as tall as you can. And then we're going to go over to the open side. So right hand onto your right knee, opening up the left arm and dropping it down behind you. You can bring your arm on the inner edge of your right leg to help open up a little further, if that works for you. Nice big twist. Don't forget to bring your head into the twist and your eyes as well. And breathe. Nice, slow, steady, deep breaths. And then gently coming back to center. So release that head of yours, release your neck, release your shoulders, coming all the way back. So let's swap sides. If you're kneeling, stay kneeling. And if not, do exactly the same on this side that you just did on the other side. Remember that your hips should both be even here, whether you're kneeling or whether you are on the floor. So we're going to use the left hand on your left leg now and open up the right. And then if you'd like to, you can bring the arm on the inner edge to help push yourself around a little further. Remember your eyes, nice big, wide open eyes, looking around to the right side. Great for the digestion. Lovely to have some articulation in the shoulders, the hips, and the spine. These twists are movements that we don't do very much in everyday life. So they can feel difficult, they can feel challenging, they can feel a bit confronting. Try to be kind and gentle with yourself. And release your eyes, release your head and neck, come back to center. Release everything, bringing your legs into Baddha Konasana for a little bit of a rest, although your hips might not think it's a bit of a rest. So here we go. Nice, lovely, easy Baddha Konasana. So make it easy for yourself. Do what feels good. So it might be that you're focusing on pushing your knees out to the sides. It might be that you're focusing on bringing your feet in towards you. Let's have a little bit of a rock from side to side. Easing out the glutes. They did quite a lot of work today, so having a little bit of a roll Bit of a massage there, into the hip as well, into the top of the femur, and come back to center. So we're going to extend, of course we're going to extend. So we're going to lengthen the spine first, and then send your chin out. So we're not rounding, we're nice and long, strong, and straight in the spine. Sending your chin forwards, extending that stretch on the inner thighs. And you might be able to use your elbows here on your thighs, as well as pull your feet in towards you. So find that position where everything starts to sing and zing a little. I've got that happening in my hips today. Way too much sitting. And breathe. And then slowly coming back up. Very slowly. Taking that pressure off completely. Coming up. Well done. So I said we'd do a little bit on shoulders, but we're going to do a little bit without putting some weight into the shoulders. So we're going to keep Baddha Konasana legs, unless you're terribly uncomfortable, in which case come into a cross leg pose, but take your arms out to the sides. So if you're in Baddha Konasana, this also becomes a little bit of a balanced posture, because you've got to find that point at which you are not going to roll over backwards, but you are lifting the crown of your head up and you are leaning back a little with that straight spine, which challenges everything, challenges the hips, challenges the core. Everything could be switched on. If you want to add on a little, engage your pelvic floor, and then we're going to do some small circles with the arms. So we start that movement with the fingers, shoulders just sort of playing along, making the circles wider. You feel that your core is switched on? If not, it might be that you're leaning forwards. Try sitting upright, a little more upright. So then we're moving into those bigger circles. Try to keep your torso still. There's such a temptation to move backwards and forwards. I'm really fighting it here. Try not to move your upper body, just through the shoulders. And then bring that movement from the shoulders. So moving your shoulders, ignoring the arms really, taking them back, taking them behind you, taking them up, taking them round. All the time we're challenging the thighs, the core. This is difficult. And breathing. Come to a stop. And it's going the opposite direction. So bring the shoulders forward, bring the shoulders up, shoulders come back and down. Arms just following along. Again, trying not to move the torso, keeping your spine long, not collapsing in the lower back, and making every circle a little bit slower. Knees still moving down towards the mat. If this is feeling very hard, please know that I'm feeling that this is extremely difficult too. If it isn't, then bravo. Now taking the movement into your arms, into your fingertips, into your hands, shoulders perhaps feeling a little tired, taking it to the tiniest little circle, and then bringing your arms around, releasing off your legs, coming into an easy cross-leg pose, squeezing as much as you can. So walk your fingers around behind you so that you can spread out your fingers over your shoulder blades, taking your chin to your chest and a nice rounding, softening, easing. Remembering to breathe. And then open up your arms, stretch them back, shoulder blades together, change the cross of your legs, and then bringing your arms round. Whichever arm was on top, send it to the bottom. I think I've just done exactly the same thing. Yes, I have. So if it feels really comfortable, then try the other way, because it might be that you've automatically gone into the same old one. And then rounding your back, stretching your shoulder blades away from each other, chin to your chest, curling round. Close your eyes. Give yourself a beautiful hug. And breathe. And then coming up, releasing. And we're going to come down to lying on the mat via our boat. So bring yourself into Navasana. So legs up, hands out to the sides, spine nice and long, head and neck in line with your spine, knees together, heels together, big toes together, squeeze your thighs together. And then we're going to come up, bring your thighs in, wrap your arms around, keep your feet off the mat. And then we're going to come back to that Navasana again. Set yourself into your perfect Navasana. And then come down to lying on your mat. Make sure you have enough space. Come to lying on your mat. Bring your knees into your chest and give them a hug. Well done. That was really hard. There were some really hard bits there today. Well done. I hope you listened to your body and did what worked for you. So we're taking the knees over to the sides, bringing them closer into the chest, over and round. So almost stirring the knees round a little bit to really get into the whole of that lower back and hips as you massage them on the mat. Now bring your knees into your chest, give them a big hug. And release, taking your feet down to the mat. Of course, we're going to come into a side twist here. Take your arms out to the sides. Take your knees over to the right side. Or the left if you've already gone to the left. Take your head in the opposite direction. Shoulders both on the mat. If you've got space and if you feel like it, you can extend on here by straightening out the top leg. We're just looking for that lovely twist in the spine. And coming back to center, first your head, then your knees. Coming over to the other side. Exactly the same on the opposite side. Coming back to center. Bring your knees in once more for a squeeze and a hug. Bringing your forehead up to your knees. So squeezing all the muscles of your body, squeezing your arms, thighs, even your feet. Scrunch up every muscle and then release. Coming into Shavasana, find a comfortable, relaxed and easy final resting pose. If you feel like you need a prop of some kind, go ahead and use a prop. Otherwise, you're looking for space around your limbs. So keep a little space between your legs, between your arms and your body. Lift your head up, place it back down, give yourself some space in your neck. Maybe lift your shoulders and place them back down. Maybe rock your hips from side to side. Give them a little bit of a release. Give yourself space. Take up space. Why not? This is your space, your time. Close your eyes and start to soften, relax, let go. Find ease and comfort. Relax the muscles of your face. Relax your neck. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms all the way down, right to your fingertips. Completely soften. Allow them to be at rest. Relax your body, your chest, your belly, the whole of your spine. Relax your hips. Relax your legs. Feel that your legs are soft, completely at ease, heavy, entirely relaxed. As you breathe in, with every breath, softening and relaxing, finding complete rest. As you breathe out, letting go. You know what it is you're carrying that you no longer need to be carrying. Start to put it down. With every breath, letting go. Not living in the past, not worrying about the future. Living, just living in the moment. Right here, right now. With every in-breath, allowing all your muscles to soften and relax, to be completely at ease, completely at rest. Taking a deep breath in, right to your toes and your fingers, along the whole of the back of your body as it rests completely supported on the ground. Allowing your breath to come and go easily, softly, with every in-breath filling up with light and warmth and peace and calm and strength. And with every out-breath, letting go, making space. Not holding on to anything, allowing it to pass. Enjoying every moment of your beautiful life. Starting to be aware of your toes and your fingers, the crown of your head, your heels as they rest on the mat. And as you take a breath in, gently coming to rest on your right side, preserving that cocoon of peace you've created around yourself, and knowing that you'll take it with you all day, all week. Knowing that whenever you need to drop back into this place of strength and calm and balance, you can just by closing your eyes and taking 3 steady, slow, deep breaths. And if that doesn't work, you do it again. Taking a deep breath now, keeping that space and calm, gently bringing yourself up to sitting. Bringing your hands to heart center. So your right hand pressing into your left and your left into your right. Feeling how strong you are in your arms and your shoulders and your torso and your body and your mind and your spirit. Relaxing your muscles, keeping that Anjali Mudra or prayer pose, dropping your forehead down towards your fingertips, taking a deep in-breath, gently opening your eyes when you're ready. On an in-breath, bringing your gaze back to center. And namaste. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining yourself together on the mat. Mind, body, spirit, all in one place. And sorry for the dog interruptions. She just didn't